Hello darlings, how are you? So a book club is coming to this channel, and what better way to start than with a BookTube Newbie Tag video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Christina, and I recently quit my job and I'm doing this self-reinvention, finding myself kind of series, and why not make videos and put it on the internet? If you didn't know, BookTube Newbie Tag, aka the video I'm making right now, is a specific type of videos that people that like to read books make first time, where they have to answer these 10 specific questions about books and their channels. Because when you read books, you want to talk about them. So let's get into it. 1. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I wanted to reinvent myself, and I might have a small big screen addiction, and I've been trying to read more books to get off social media and stop watching so many series, and it's working. The thing is that I was so passionate about these books, but you see, in my social circle people don't read that much, so then I found myself wanting to talk about these books and I had nobody to talk to about. Yes, nobody. But luckily for me, there is an amazing community of book readers on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to be a part of it. I want to hear about other people's perspective on the books I'm reading. I want to talk about these books. So on this channel, here and there, I'm going to make a book video and I'm going to debate, review, and complain. Yes. 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? Well now, I will read interesting books. I will give my 100% authentic perspective. You want a piece of this? You watch it on my channel. And I can be fun, you know? My mom thinks I'm funny. Yeah. And there is only one of me, so maybe some people will find my perspective interesting. Some will not, but like, whatever, who cares about them, right? 3. What are you most excited about for this channel? Because I'm excited about reading, talking about reading, making good videos for you guys to watch, getting you guys into reading, complaining about the book not being good enough, and overall very excited about being part of the community. 4. Why do you love reading? Story time. So when I was little, my mom would read around the house all the time. And when I first started reading, I remember taking my first book from the library that was this very thin, full of images kind of book for children with just a few phrases in it, and it was this Arab story about this little boy that found this flying carpet, and that was the first book that I read. And I remember when I finished it, I had like this this is what reading feels like. My mind was blown away with like this dopamine ecstasy. I was like, what is this experience? However, because in school we were forced to read so much, and it was especially all of these stories or books that we didn't like, I kind of fell out of reading. I remember I would read here and there fairy tales, but I wasn't really so much into reading the books for school. And that takes me to the next question. 5. What book or series got you into reading? So then in my childhood, I wasn't a big fan of reading, but then this kid in the neighborhood, she would talk to me about this book she was super passionate about, and she said, you have to read this book. So then she lent it to me, and it was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I was captivated. And from then on, I realized the difference between reading for school and reading for pleasure. You could just also read whatever fun book that you wanted to. So because my family couldn't afford to buy me these books, I would always go to the library and check when the new Harry Potter release was in stock. And when I was about 14 years old, I remember I was going all the time, and then my mom, who was too lazy to go for herself, she would ask me if I can get some books from the library for her. But I didn't know what my mom liked to read, so then I would ask the librarian if she could give me a couple of books for my mom. Then I would get home with these books, but then my mom wouldn't let me read them because she said that these weren't books for children, these were adult books, so then I would read them in secret. And that's how I discovered Stephen King. When you're 14, 15 years old and you've just discovered horror books by Stephen King, that's like the most fun thing to do ever at that time. Well, at least until I discovered cigarettes and dating boys, but that's a story for another time. So yeah, it was Harry Potter and Stephen King. 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? That's a hard question. I have not thought about that. I think I would ask them what are their top 5 books that they have read in their entire life. Yeah, I would love to know that, and I would go read those books. I guess if I were to talk about the best 5 books I've read in my life, it would be It by Stephen King, Dracula by Bram Stoker, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Conan Doyle, The Shining by Stephen King, and Educated by Tara Westover. But there's so many other good books that I would recommend. That's why I started this channel. 7. What challenges do you think starting a YouTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Okay, making YouTube videos is very time consuming. Making good YouTube videos is very, very hard and more time consuming. So I guess the biggest challenge would be to find the energy and the motivation to make these videos even when I'm getting only a couple of hundred of views on my channel. Not to say that it's only views what I want, but you know, it's just a little bit demotivating when you put so much love and passion and hard work into making these videos and then you get 62 views. Yeah. Another big challenge for me is talking to the camera. There is a lot of editing behind the scenes, okay? Some of my friends told me, when I first started my YouTube channel, when I first started making my YouTube videos, some of my friends told me, oh, you're so natural in front of the camera. When I first started making these YouTube videos, my friends were like, oh my God, you're so natural in front of the camera. Yeah, because I do 20 takes and then I stitch together in hours and hours and hours of editing where I have to watch myself and hear my voice. 8. When did you start reading? So I feel like I've already answered that question. I started reading at 7 years old, and then I started reading again around 12 years old, and then I started reading again around 20 years old. I was into these new self-help, new age spirituality books. And then I started reading again 2 years ago. I mean, I was always reading books here and there, right? But reading often with passion and enthusiasm and obsession, I think it was those specific moments in time. And now, yes, now. By the way, I am very excited to be making so many more videos on this channel, so if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to support me, please hit the like button on this video. It actually helps me very much. 9. Where do you read? I read mostly in my bed before I go to sleep. I know they say it's like not the best thing to do, but like I enjoy it, okay? Leave me alone. And then of course, that rainy Sunday on the sofa, while you eat ice cream or drink tea or have peanut M&Ms. Yum. And last question, 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I like a little bit of everything, okay? In the last couple of years, I've been big on memoirs. I love Stephen King, but I don't read his scary books anymore because I don't enjoy putting myself in anxiety for no specific reason. I like fantasy books if they are well written. Fun enough, now I like some classic literature books that I was supposed to read back in high school, but I didn't like them back then. And I love a good romance book, but it's got to be good. Cheesy romance books make me angry. You gotta make that book believable. I'm excited to read modern literary fiction also, and of course a thriller here and there. I love detective books, but I want to explore, you know, I want to get out of my reading comfort zone. I want to read different genres. I want to read many writers that I wouldn't consider reading. So can you guys please leave a comment and recommend what are like the best books you guys have read? I am so dying to read them, and then we can debate them together. We can talk about them in the comments. Yeah, please leave suggestions below. So those were the 10 questions, but there is one more thing that I want to address in the video, and it's the future of this channel. So I started this channel because I wanted to reinvent myself and change my life towards the better, you know, exercise, eat healthy, read books, be like a better version of myself, but mostly be a happy version of myself. So what kind of videos can you expect on this channel? I will make videos documenting my life in Norway. I will make videos about self-reinvention and self-improvement, and I will make videos about books. And if you want to support me, hit the like button on this video. It actually helps me very much. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Click the next video if you want more of this. See you next time.